Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. It's been over half a year, but now the wait is over. It's finally time for part 2 of the Winx Club redesigns. I feel like this is somewhat fortuitous since the next part of the Winx reboot was just released a few weeks ago. I have not watched any of the reboot, but from the reviews that I have watched, it's very possible that this new batch of episodes are even worse than the first batch. It just seems really sloppy. But I'm not reviewing the reboot, I'm reviewing the designs and redesigning them. And we have at least 4 more girls to get to, so we better get into it. Today we'll be starting off with Miss Tecna's redesign. Honestly, Tecna's design gave me the most trouble so far. I knew what I wanted, or didn't want for her, but I was really struggling with how I wanted to execute it. Tecna's reboot design isn't terrible, but it isn't amazing either. My personal biggest issue with her design is that it's basically just activewear, which isn't all that interesting to me. Her new color scheme also reads more blue than purple to me, which isn't inherently an issue, but it does somewhat overlap with Bloom and Aisha. I do like the light blue glowing straps though. Her original Magic Winx form was so unique. The full bodysuit, tall boots, and helmet are so iconic and they really stand out. I think the reason why I had such a hard time with Tecna is that I didn't know how to make my redesign as cool as the original. But I did hit a point where I just decided to have fun with it instead of trying to reheat season 1 and 2 Tecna's nachos. So here's my inspiration board and some ideas. One of the ideas that I wanted to play with was making her some sort of robot. I also wanted to create a variation of her iconic bodysuit. The first iteration of her redesign was modeled after the suit from my inspiration board. I made the base of the suit a light purple, similar to Tecna's Magic Winx, and added some of the light blue straps from the reboot design to my design. As for the overskirt, I thought it could be a cool idea to make it a translucent and glittery green to kind of mimic a firewall. But once I sketched it out a few times, I found that I actually didn't like it as much as I thought I would. The 3 separate hues from her outfit along with the magenta in her hair just seemed like it was too much. In a new sketch, I removed the firewall overskirt and trumpeted her pant legs out into bell bottoms, and near the bottom of her pants I drew on some circuitry type patterns since I did also like that aspect of her reboot wings. I also divided the top and bottom halves of the suit with another strap in a translucent and glittery purple fabric. I like this design for her way more, so I chose it for the final design. I also gave her some high top shoes since I feel like she would rock them with her new bodysuit. And I lengthened her hair a skosh just for fun. I did technically take away her helmet, but I feel like I came up with an okay compromise. I gave her some goggles, and I'd like to think that she created them with the ability to morph into her helmet. I haven't drawn it to visualize what that would look like just yet, but you can take my word for it for now. If you've been paying attention to the speed paint, you'll notice that I gave her ball joints, and that's because I did decide to make her a robot. I styled her after a doll, and more specifically a ball jointed doll. For each redesign, I've tried to pull inspiration from insect wings for the girls' wings. For Flora, it was a swallowtail butterfly, and for Aisha, it was a mayfly. But I wasn't sure where to pull my inspiration from for Tecna, since unlike Flora and Aisha, she's a lot more artificial, and not just because she's a robot. I was having difficulties finding bugs that are related to technology, but I think I found a solution. For most beetles, like ladybugs for example, they have an outer shell over their wings called an elytra, which they use to protect themselves and their flight wings. I really like the shape of the elytra of a ladybug when it's mid-flight, so I decided to use that as the shape of Tecna's wings. I like to think that they function more as a jetpack than a pair of wings, which is why in the final render there's a light blue stream coming from the wings. Here's her final design. I really like how she turned out. It may not be better than her original Magic Winx, but I like to think that I updated her design in a way that still makes her recognizable. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Our next redesign is for the one, the only, Bloom. Sorry to interrupt the video, friends, but I wanted to let you know that if you've liked this video so far, you should subscribe and check out part 1 of this series if you haven't seen it yet. I've had a lot of fun making them, and I'm super proud of what I've created so far. I also have plenty of other Magical Girl related videos and shorts that you should check out as well. Thank you guys for 350 subscribers. I'm so excited and grateful for this cozy and magical community that we've built. Now, let's get back to the redesigns. Bloom's redesign was infinitely easier to make compared to Tecna's. I think it partly helped that I think Bloom's reboot Magic Winx is also worse than Tecna's. I have a couple of bigger issues with Bloom's Reboot design. First, I really don't like the pauldron. It's attached to her neckline in a really weird way. Second, I really don't like how insistent they are in including the pink in Bloom's designs. My favorite color is pink, so it's not the biggest deal in the world, but I wish they had chosen either a different shade of blue or bring back the gold from the original design. Going into the inspiration board, I already had somewhat of an idea of what I wanted to do for Bloom's redesign. Since she's the fairy of the dragon flame, I thought it could be cool to give her some dragon scale mail armor and make her a knight. It would also tie into her royal heritage in some way and somehow. This was also a little frightening since I have hardly ever drawn armor and have also never designed armor either. But there's no time like the present to give it a shot. And fun fact to interrupt the inspiration board, while I was going through images for my research, I realized that the great dragon that created the magical dimension is actually an Eastern style dragon. You can tell because the great dragon is more serpentine, which is how Eastern dragons have been depicted. Western dragons have the big wings and are what I picture in my mind when I hear the word dragon. This in of itself isn't as interesting as what the implications of it in relation to Bloom could be. During the research phase, I wasn't sure what I should do with this info, but it could be an avenue to explore for the redesign. For her hair, I decided to keep a similar high pony to her Reboot design because I don't mind it that much and it would make sense to keep it somewhat out of her face. I gave her back her crown because I think it was super cute, but I decided to sharpen it a bit. I textured her neckline and her skirt to look like scale mail, and I color picked the blue from her original Magic Winx for the base color. I tried to make the armor simple, but still look like armor at the same time, and I'm not sure if I accomplished that, but I can at least say that I tried. I also included the little yellow gem from her original design into the armor, as well as in her pauldrons, chest plate, and boots. The idea of Bloom with a cape was really cool to me, so I gave her one, and I tried to make it look cinched from her flame near the bottom. Her wings were a no-brainer to me. She needed dragonfly-shaped wings. For whatever reason though, they were really hard to draw. I tried to draw them a few times, and they never looked perfect, so I just went with my best attempt. And here's her new design. I really enjoy how it turned out, and even though I know she's not perfect, I still think she's leagues better than her Reboot design. How did I do with Bloom's design? You can let me know in the comments. Here are the Reboot designs, and here are our new redesigns. I love how both of them turned out. I think they're so cute and fit each of their personalities. I hope that you guys like them too, and if you didn't, we can have a conversation about it in my comments or in my community tab because I absolutely love talking with you guys. Also, for my fellow artists in the audience, I will be hosting a Draw This in Your Style challenge soon to celebrate hitting 300 and now 350 subscribers. Keep your eyes peeled in the community tab for that. I just have to do some logistical things first so everyone can have fun. Thank you all so much for sticking with me till the end of the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends!